Cheerio.
No.
No, I can't say that.
Do another one.
Would you like a spot of tea? London, we are coming to you. God, that was awful.
Do
Guys,
a Top Boy one.
What? Nah, I don't even know what the fuck they be saying, bruh. Anyways, London, we are here with our rescheduled date, and we will be in London on May the 5th.
By the way, that is a very important American-Mexican holiday to us. So the fact that we coming out there is a big deal. We're going to be at the Earth Theater.
That's
it's
right.
on a Sunday. So if you live in another country or you live in another city a little bit further away from London, we would love for you to come visit us. We made it on the weekend just so everybody that missed us last time is able to see us this time. And it's a whole new show.
It is a whole new show, and we are really excited to be taking our live show to London yet again. So make sure you go head on over to Whoreible.com, go all the way down to tour, and click on the London show. Again, if you have already purchased tickets, those will be fine and will be able to get you into the building. So again, make sure you go to Whoreible.com and get your tickets now, London.
Love y'all.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Whoreible Decisions.
It looks like we're breaking up. Sit closer to me.
No, I think this is just fine. This is just fine. Hi guys, I'm your girl Mandii B, aka Pet the Stein, aka Full Court Pumps, aka Dead Beach.
What's up, y'all? I'm Weezy. Welcome back to another episode of Whoreible Decisions. We are here today with a very special guest. Hopefully, y'all think she's very special. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
You know what I mean? She might not be, since y'all want to be arguing like, dang, when we gonna get more solos? Shut the fuck up. Y'all got some at the top of the year. Before we start our episode, though, we want to let y'all know the tickets are on sale to see us in London. Baby, May 5th. That's right, Cinco de Mayo.
At the
We
Earth
will
Theater.
be at the Earth Theater in London. So make sure you get your tickets. Go to Whoreible.com. Anywho, y'all, round of applause. We have Christina Brown in the building. You guys may know her from the TikTokers or the Instagrams. You guys may also just know her for making y'all upset because y'all be arguing.
You be reading the comments.
Bitch, they be
mad at me.
Let me tell you, I
They
remember
be
one of
mad.
the videos I saw, it was when Jess Hilarious made a video like really mad at trans girls, which I didn't agree with that at all. I was like, she was tripping. And I love Jess. But some responses, I was like, is this too radical, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember yours was one of the videos that I thought that on. And then you pulled up an article about how gender is a colonialist construct.
Like
And
they traced it back to Africa. It was just a little JSTOR article. Yeah, where it was like there were trans people, gender nonconforming people before colonization. And I was like, that's one of my favorite things to tell Black people. I'm like, this
ain't
not
even
even
right.
right.
What's your favorite thing? Tell us about it.
I like telling Black community a lot of things. But in regards to that, it was just like, for me, I was like, which I said at the end of the video, people are dying. What are we arguing about?
Right.
Like, people are dying. And I think when it comes to cis Black women being real, like, super transphobic, I'm like, we're not even included in what they consider womanhood anyways.
What do you mean by that?
Like, in white supremacy, if you look at Caster Semenya, who's a woman, but she's getting her medals taken away because she has too much testosterone in her body. Her natural testosterone levels are too high for track and field. So they've stripped her medals away because she was winning. That happens so much where we're tested more.
Is she a trans woman?
No.
I'm like,
No, she said her natural.
I know what you said, but I
was
was like, okay, wait. I just want to hear you say it again. Damn.
Yeah. She's from South
I
Africa.
think I know who you're talking about.
She's from South Africa.
Yes.
And that happened to another track and field 4x something team in the last, I forgot the last Olympics. But that should be happening.
They don't want us to be great.
So in that particular video, you were saying, because I remember that moment in time when that video came out about Jess, and a lot of people were just kind of like, she's right, she's wrong. I felt like she was wrong. I also was in the side of feeling like Jess isn't transphobic. I know that sounds ridiculous considering what she said, but here's why I say that. I don't think that people think necessarily, this is a fucked up word to use, but like,
I'm listening here.
For real. Logically, when we're talking about situations like this, like the logic behind all of this is that trans women make up such a small part of women today that no, there's really nothing at risk for you, right? And it almost feels like when I'm watching something like that, it's like white people saying, oh my God, what about affirmative action? Like that type of stuff. And I actually think that when women start to say things like that, it actually comes from the red pill content from men. It's niggas. hear me. You got a 19 keys, even though I really like his content, then he's got that shit like women should, these women are trying to take it from you. It's that type of guy. And when those men are making content and they're huge influencers, it's affecting the women. And so now the women are looking at this shit like, oh, it is a problem. There should be no reason that women don't look at other women like there's a sisterhood. It's the weirdest thing because niggas don't get mad at trans men. They never feel threatened. But for some reason, girls do it to each other. I never see men online saying, fuck these trans niggas. They trying to take my bitch. Never, 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 never. It is only women doing it to other women. And it's super weird. And the only thing that I can think it comes from is men making them feel like they got something to fight about. I do not know why women get competitive with trans girls. But you said,
So transphobia is having or showing a dislike of or a strong prejudice against transgender people.
Mm-hmm.
While I too love Jess and what she does in comedy and everything else, I'm one of those, I do believe that people that I even like in one essence can be wrong in another. I do find her to be transphobic. I do find anyone who gets in front of their phone and questions how another person exists or why they do certain things to be hateful. To question like why they are who they are the same way a white person would do a black person or vice versa. To me, she doesn't seem in support of or understanding of or in like of trans people. And so it's literally the definition. And so
I'm surprised you said that because like when we talked about it before, you were saying like,
no. I did not like what she said at all.
I hated what she said.
And if y'all would to go run a tape back, I don't think it was right, and I do find it to be transphobic. The things that it wasn't one video. She said multiple things about this community. So like
I've only seen her one.
Yeah, no,
it's been multiple.
It's been multiple.
And
after people have tried to correct her, she's doubled down. Yeah. So there doesn't seem to be room for education or growth even in the topic. And that's where I feel like, oh, you want to feel this way because you're not open to learning.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, like that's what I want to go there. But we do have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trans woman coming on in a future episode. So maybe this could be a conversation we have with her. Nonetheless, why I invited Christina also on this pod is because we did a project a couple weeks ago, and it was really dope to hear not only her age, but the fact that she's lifestyle.
I'm like, does that mean you're old or
young? Young. She's younger. And I mean, I know that where we're at, we are learning non-monogamy right now.
How old are you?
28.
Oh, girl.
That's 5 years younger than us. She's at the last part of millennial. She's damn near Gen Z.
No offense to either of you. I'm just sitting here like this. I thought you were going to be like,
23? No. But to me,
that's fair.
Baby, you don't know? You don't think that that's young?
I feel like, I feel like 95? 1995?
I mean, here's why I don't think it's that young.
Okay.
I think over 25 with sexual choices, it's kind of like, all right, you kind of learned a little bit about what you're into. You got some maturity there. Like, 30 right there, bitch.
I mean, hello. Yeah. And 30 right there for my.
You said I learned about her age. I was like, oh.
No, just because like I feel I even in my relationship or my relationship to sex, I think I started doing the non-monogamy or even identifying as something other than monogamous recently.
To be fair though, just that 5 years we have on you, there's so much of a gap in like, because to me, 5 years, if I had another 5 years of millennial ideals and hearing about non-monogamy, like we got a lot more information about it within that last
Yeah.
And I even remember the episode we had with B. Simone where I was confused about the word transsexual and people were dragging me and I was like,
well, no, and it wasn't even that word. There was a whole word that
transvestite.
Was it?
No, it was transvestite, transsexual. It was
that would make sense.
Using the word that rhymes with granny, but I remember saying
that's the word. That's the word.
Well, I said, when you type this in, what do you see? What's the difference with this
word that
and
rhymes
that?
with granny.
And on some real shit.
Now you can't say anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy because the content came out in 2016.
17. We started the pod in 17.
And I remember, and one of my trans homegirls, shout out to Hope Giselle, she wrote me, I was like, bitch, what the fuck? You know better. And I was like, bro, if I really said that, I really didn't know. Like, I know what's offensive, right? But I genuinely in that moment was like, what does this mean? What does that mean? It was a real thought.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we can't really police someone's timeliness in a way, like of what they're learning. If you're disrespectful, yeah. But like, for real, motherfuckers don't be knowing shit. I had to tell my nigga the other day, we can't be saying that.
There's been a lot of, in the last 5 to 6 years, I feel like, as far as like terms that have changed.
What other terms have you learned or have changed or have become offensive? And I think all of us over the last 5 years. What's become offensive? And you know what? Well, while you over there, we might say some shit that might need to be motherfucking bleeped. So we're just going to go through some
I still don't know why you made me bleep
some of this
the other day. Is a word that we shouldn't be using like to say to people, but I don't think it's as bad as the F word. I really didn't feel like that needed to be bleeped.
Because see, so what you just said is literally the parallel.
Bad?
No, it's the parallel. It's the parallel.
It is.
You don't want you as long as you don't call somebody that I don't think is bad to say, it's the same exact thing with the F word.
It is.
If you call somebody that, it's a problem, but they use it in their own, but you're not that.
And it's a reclamation. It's different reclaiming that.
It ain't nigga. But well, we've had that conversation about nigga that we reclaim it. We've had that conversation about whore and slut that we are reclaiming.
Bitch.
They're reclaiming it, but that's not for us to use when it doesn't identify.
When I had that foursome, I couldn't call her a butch bitch?
Butch bitch is not the D word. Butch bitch ain't.
So you know where confused me?
Where?
Because I used to go to the Cubbyhole a lot in the West Village.
Okay.
And I remember one of the girls telling me, like, why do you always come on night? Like, she used to say shit. It was like, I hear that with white women, mainly.
Yeah.
And I used to always laugh about it. And like, they would like say it amongst each other. And of course, it could be reclaiming, but like, they were using it so often and so much that to me, I was like, oh, this is a LGBT communal thing. And I eat pussy, so I'm not on the outlier side of this.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know what that means.
What do you mean? Well, yeah, what
First off, according to your bleep this profile, you're straight. So if you you can't lean into your truth, you do not have any right to say the D word.
Christina, fine. You tell me what you think. So I'm bi, right?
Yeah.
But Mandii and I were going through each other's dating profiles the other day.
Okay.
And on mine, I have straight. And she was like, bitch, this is a lie. And
look at the babies.
Why?
What? Because
no.
I only have men selected on this app. And I think men just heavily over-sexualize with the fact that you put bisexual on there. They go too hard. And I don't really feel like sharing my sexual orientation with other people than who my gender is I'm swiping on until I meet them.
So I really love this. And just to adding to this, let's make this the icebreaker. I met you probably 30 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
We're having an outright conversation kind of regarding sex because we had someone who was not so promiscuous in the room. And so it became the conversation of the casual sex, how much we have. But also, she was like, well, I'm lifestyle, I'm poly. And you just started listing the ways you identify.
Yeah. But you were in a sexual conversation.
Well, no. With people who were very uncomfortable having this conversation.
It was me and you. It really was just me and you.
You guys podcasting or something?
No, we were just in a room with people.
Yeah.
There was a project going on, but this was like the overflow room.
Yeah.
They were not comfortable in the room hearing even.
Okay, but you guys were in that combo.
My question is though, well, with other people who were not, my question is in dating, in meeting people, how free, I know you know me, so maybe that's why, how free are you in announcing or letting people know that you are lifestyle?
Right now, off the gate, like right off the gate.
Okay.
I've tried it the other way because I understand what you're saying, the sexualizing
the dating profile,
and it gets but I'm not on dating apps anyways.
Okay,
I just don't. I can't.
So in a dating profile, would you write that you're lifestyle and shit?
Okay. Yeah, I probably would because it weeds them out. Like I just can't.
Okay.
It
weeds what out?
People who like I don't have to explain it. I want off the gate when you meet me to know what I'm about. Because even people within non-monogamy, lifestyle, polyamory, that we're not even on the same page with some shit.
Right.
See, and I've had that experience.
Opposite.
Really?
I feel like I'm weeding out creeps by putting, bro, I'm telling you, I had bisexual on my profile for a long time. And when I had that, sometimes first date or even first messages, men are bringing up sex with me. And now they don't.
But now you know off the top, like you don't have to wait 3 dates in, 4 dates in when they do find out. And
honestly, my sexuality to me is, and I know this may seem ironic as we're sitting here with this thing behind my head, but it's kind of private for me until I want to.
Is what?
Because, bro, I've been in a throuple. I've had a girlfriend. It's a lot of my of my sexuality, and I just don't want to start talking about it because men are so horny.
Is there like an option that's like
Private?
rather not? Yeah.
Well, this was on this particular dating app. There's a lot.
I don't think there was, but I wouldn't have put it if I could.
But bisexual,
like on Raya, I was on Raya.
Open. I mean, there's apps now.
I didn't have it on there
that allow you to say that. I mean, I guess this is where I'll kind of open up a little bit because I would love y'all's advice. Over the holiday break, I ended up meeting a guy, and we've known each other from online for a long time. So y'all know I was hitting up all the holiday parties. Okay. So he hits me up. He's in town. He's looking to move here. So I was like, great. So I'm like, well, I have a holiday party I'm going to, and I have a +1 if you want to join me. He's like, great. Mind you, where I don't ask about sexuality and stuff. Yes, the person throwing this event was gay, but I didn't think anything of it. So
how gay was it, Mandii?
So I'm all dressed up. He comes not so dressed up, and I'm already like, nigga, I told you it was a holiday party, but okay, whatever. So I'm like, open bar, it's lit. He came a little bit late. I said, nigga, you know the open bar.
Wait, was this when you wore that brown dress?
Mm-hmm.
That was a really nice dress.
Thank you.
Dress up?
Girl, he did not dress up.
Oh, no.
Which is why I have no pictures with him. And even he was in the back of some, and I cut him out. So we go to this party, and as soon as I walk in, it's sequins, it's feathers, it is
lovely.
I look around, by the way, I may be one of 5 to 10 women in the entire party. It's all Black gay men.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yes.
I've been in one of those. I'll be like, oh my God.
Not only that, as soon as the open bar ends, everyone's at their table, we're all talking. And I'm glad that he's like comfortable, but I'm already like, we ain't gonna be able to stay.
Isn't it funny how we get out? I'm gonna tell you about a moment at Company XIV. Go ahead.
So I was already just like, okay, let me think of where else we can go after this because it's still early, but this is not giving holiday party. It's giving. And wait, and when I say it's giving, I pause. Because as the open bar ends, everyone sits down. They're like, okay, because mind you, best dressed got an award. It turned into a ball. It turned it literally turned into everyone lining up, and it turned into a runway. Then it turned into a battle.
That's kind of fun, though.
Oh, it's fun for us. For a very tall, very straight Black man from the South.
That's hilarious.
Mind you, he's already saying how different New York is, and here I go bringing him to a ball.
I think you gave him the right intro.
So,
do you know who Kiki is?
Listen. So I'm like, oh my God. Mind you, there's people there that are like fashion designers getting his number because they want him to model. And I'm just like, I know they're just all like, so is he with you or is he with you? Like, is this your friend or is this your boo? So I'm just like, oh my God, okay. I'm in Brooklyn. I was already supposed to meet Weezy that night. And I'm like, she's like, oh, well, let's do Bunsen's. I said, oh, bet. Black-owned bar, Brooklyn. This is the place to bring them, sure. So we pull up. By the way, I had people try to hit you to come down that night, too. Did they hit you? See, I was drunk by the time I saw you then. Look,
shout out to Dave, the mayor Buttons.
Hold on.
When are you going to put me on the wall, Dave?
Wait a second. I want y'all to know, by the way, how lit I got by this time because our photographer was there. And I'm just like, I thought they asked you to. I was so lit. Let me tell you.
That's another Black guy.
By the way, not only do I bring him to this ball, I'm on shrooms that night. He's never tried them. I get him to try them for the first time. Anyways, so we go to Bunton's, Black Bar. My homegirl pulls up. It's great. Then I'm like, oh, I know other people around here. Both couples that I know are lifestyle couples, though.
Oh, my God.
One owns the sex club. I had Luis and Simona come. And then I had
them
Amir and Basira come.
Wait, so, you invited them?
I invited them.
Okay.
So now I'm like, oh, it's a group. You get to meet all my friends. I didn't realize it was going to make it even more uncomfortable for him because everyone is lifestyle and fluid. And I think.
How did you not realize that?
Because they're my friends and.
My friends are whores.
They're not whores. They're lifestyle.
I'm joking.
So, anyways, we get into it. I start seeing this nigga gets so uncomfortable at one point. He goes and sit at a table with niggas just to be
strangers.
Strangers.
That's hilarious.
Wait, strangers.
Get me away from the
strangers. Mind you, let's not get into this. Woman was sitting at the end of the bar. I buy her a round of shots, not knowing she likes me. We end up making out at the bar. Then I ended up
Mandii.
I
Period.
know
That sounds
it was
fun.
Too much.
And then guess what? The bar was closing. So they're like, well, let's go to Susia. So we all go to the sex club. This is all the first night this man meets me. Mind you, the girl I met at the bar wants to come. And she's like, can we both suck his dick? I know we can.
Okay,
Yo,
where's the advice portion? What do you?
So just so you know,
Where's the guest?
What do you want us?
Keep going.
So he's so uncomfortable. We finally go to leave, but by this time he's drunk and high. And the whole car ride home, he's like,
Wait,
I'm
wait, wait,
straight,
what
right?
happened to
You know I'm straight,
What
right?
happened to the gay club? I mean,
At the sex club, nothing happens. So he goes to sit down. We're making out. But the girl,
You and him are making
me and him are making out.
Okay, good.
It's just us. There's no, literally the club is closed. It's a fucking Wednesday or something. It's midweek. So it's just us, but we done brought everybody from Buttons to the club. So we drinking, we talking. Another nigga passed out on the couch over there. We lit. Next thing you know, this girl is like, so can we both suck his dick? So because I'm drunk, I'm like, hey, this girl wants to suck your dick. Do you want her to suck your dick? And we're literally just, what? Because at this point I was just like,
Oh, you're drunk.
I was drunk, but also,
Do I even like him?
do I even like him? Let me see the
Wait,
dick.
what did he say? What did he say?
No, he wasn't comfortable. He didn't want people to watch. He didn't know if he could perform in front of all these people.
So I can't either.
Mind you, let's not talk about how people from the ball joined us at Buttons and then here. So it's a mix of everybody. And I was just like, damn. Then, mind you, I ended up leaving him with the girl. They're in the corner.
I want to see what he looked like.
Oh, I'm going to show you.
Don't you need to see this, Christina?
I need visuals.
I
always need pictures.
Oh my God.
Thank
Where
you
are the
for that.
visuals, baby?
Thank you, because I always need visuals of stories. Because I gotta envision.
Bro,
y'all wanting
shout out to
visuals?
y'all
said
for
tall.
every home mail now. You're sending photos of yourself. We will always keep them private, but I need them or I can't answer. Thank you.
Hold on. I'm going to show you actually
Gotta
the
build the
screenshots that I
story.
sent my friend because when I sent her, she was like, oh, girl, that's why they was asking if he was straight. And I was like, she was like, you be liking them little pretty niggas. And I was like,
I can't wait to see how light skin he is.
huh? Don't do that.
Is he Christina's shape? Or
by the way, nah, I done sent her all these pictures of all these niggas on the dating apps. Oh, anyways, long story short,
he was
we
straight.
end up going home. I take him home. It's 4:00 in the morning. And I was like, okay, damn, you done been questioning about your sexuality all night. And I'm horny.
That's
Let's
way
fuck.
too much, yeah.
You ready? We get all the way home.
Dick
is hard. I'm like, all right, let's go in the room. I have the condom, already pulled it out.
And then
he puts it on. As soon as he goes inside me with this condom, then says, oh, I don't really use these. And I rolled over. I said,
came or pop?
Nope. He just got soft.
Oh, wow.
And was like, and literally told me I don't really use these.
Oh, that would have made me
And one moment before I get y'all's thoughts on this. This is where I had to think in my head, nigga, you just got brought to a ball. I made out with two bitches in front of you. I brought you to a sex club and was going to let another bitch. I ain't going to hold you at that point. I was just like, there ain't no way you should trust me. And just, I ain't even gonna hold you.
Nah, dead ass.
I literally was like, dead ass.
Dead ass.
I was like, you trust this pussy?
Dead ass. No.
Raw, first night after all of this, I didn't trust his dick move. I don't even want to see his dick. I ain't even gonna hold you. I literally was like,
damn, that was fun.
No, bro. How do you trust this after you just saw all this? And I ain't even add the fact that I got another nigga's number at the bar, but that's a whole nother part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just willing to be like, you good? I'm good. I don't really use condoms.
Crazy.
After you just got brought into this type of night, I don't trust you.
Crazy.
But long story short, she knows I have a date tonight. And I'm like, girl, I'm about to bring him to me speed dating on stage. I don't know how to not introduce people to my lifestyle fairly early.
Me neither.
Bitch, you either, because you done had a foursome hoe.
Ooh.
And you not even 6 months in.
Yes, I am. Look at teeth, bitch.
Probably. She just at 6 months. That to me is introducing lifestyle early.
First of all,
sorry.
But here's what I think.
Okay.
I'm not saying that was.
He did want to see me again after, by the way.
Of course he did.
Yeah, I would too.
Of course
I saw
he
you
did.
naked.
Please. Please. No, they
I
love
think a first date is probably a no. Also, actually, can I take the sex out of it?
Yep.
On my first date with this nigga, there were like friends that I kept running into that night. And he was like, damn, I just wanted to get to know you. Like he told me that later. And I actually think it's really not good to have a first date where you're just inviting a lot of energy. Like,
well, let's be very clear.
If you want to go to
I
a
didn't
neighborhood
consider
bar,
it a date.
Mm.
I invited him to a ball, which I was already going to, and then
light skin gay nigga.
Oh my God.
okay, keep talking. Go ahead.
No, but like seriously though, I think that on a first date, it's not necessarily the best thing to do to invite people, or even if again it's a neighborhood bar. Like let's just say you're going to your favorite place. Sometimes even that's distracting, and that's a very New York thing.
It is
right.
It is.
It's like, oh my God, I know this great spot over here.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of men do that, but then everybody starts talking to them, and it's like it's just too much. So
Okay,
I prefer to have just an experience where we're just talking and getting to know each other.
Christina, how soon do you introduce people? I know you let it be known.
How soon do you do?
But how soon do you do?
I haven't done. I don't think I have done that.
Oh,
yet.
You know why?
That
It's
type-
28.
That type of that type of night.
Yeah, it was a wild night.
I mean, but I wouldn't not see myself doing it, and that's what I'm saying. I would want to get to know because I wouldn't want someone to feel uncomfortable. I'd want to be able to like.
Also,
let's have
I'm gonna be real
fun,
with
let's
you.
loose.
Like I've done drugs with people on the first date, right? But they have the drug energy. Like if
That's
someone had
crazy.
no, like I remember one of my first dates. This nigga was like, you know what? You look like a lot of fun, and I feel like we should go to elsewhere. And I was like, we should. He was like, and we should do Molly when we're there. And I was like,
Yeah, no.
I gotta find him because you know
that's
what's
not that
crazy?
crazy to me.
Really?
I know
No.
his name, but I don't know his
drugs with a
goddamn.
random nigga.
I don't know his social handles.
he
off
random?
top.
I knew him for 3 hours.
Niggas is crazy. What?
Yeah, see
I ain't
what
doing no
mean?
drugs with no random nigga. Oh,
Yeah,
I'd rather no.
Well, no, let me stop. I told this nigga do shrooms. I can't find it. I don't know his
Damn.
social media right off the top of my head right now.
Oh,
So I gotta find it later. I'm gonna show y'all before
did you
leave.
crop him from a pic, babe? So
No.
anyway,
Anyways, let's get into. I do want to skip vanilla shit because I want to get into our horrible decision and potentially our
Okay.
home mail. So let's skip
Okay.
right into our hors d'oeuvre.
Okay.
Christina, give us a sex tip, please.
Oh fuck.
Yes, bitch.
I completely forgot.
Well, you be sexing, so come on.
Oh my
what's your
God.
favorite thing that? What's people's favorite thing that you do?
Ooh,
Everything that I do?
yeah, in the bed.
I give really good head.
Give us a head tip.
To whom?
No.
Ooh,
Both.
Let's get a pussy eating tip. That's what niggas
What's
really
that?
need.
Oh my God.
And the butch bitches
okay.
too.
here we go.
I think taking your time. I don't like straight up licking really fast. I feel like
Okay.
a nice taking your time. People just try to like lick, and they lick too much in the whole vulva sometimes. And if like pointed, like
That should be hurting.
not pointed, no, pointed as in like focused, localized.
Oh, I was
feel
like, I don't like when
lick-
people
no,
do that.
not the point, because that's too much. And sometimes when they suck the labia, it goes in your teeth. Like, have you?
You've had a labia get stuck between your
No,
teeth?
no, no, no. My labia gets stuck in someone else's teeth.
Wait,
because
wait,
they're
wait.
trying to
You
suck-
have wait.
You haven't had
Did
that?
he have a gap
Like the little inner labia,
getting stuck in the
like
teeth?
the menorah, not stuck, but like it, like
No disrespect. I need to see it.
not like the inner one. Am I
You might have a different setup
Like-
down there.
I know
like
what kind
when
of
they're
flower
when they're
pussy you got right
when
now.
they try to suck it and it like, and you're like, okay, this shit hurts. That has never happened to you. Never.
I really,
Wow.
I really.
I want to join in on this with you, and I can't.
See,
And I
I'm not
feel
gonna lie,
bad
this is
because
the first time
I
I've ever-
hate making someone feel left out. But bitch,
This happens often.
Not often. No. It's when someone is too rough.
But do they have gaps between their teeth? Like,
I feel like literally get stuck like a turk, like roast beef. It's not getting stuck like pastrami. It's
Okay.
just like
it's
like when someone suck. Like imagine someone sucking on your neck or your lip too hard.
maybe you
That
feel the
hurts.
teeth. They don't get stuck in it.
Oh,
You
so I
yeah,
guess
I
I
think
feel
it's the way
It
you
ain't
describe
flawed.
Maybe okay, don't get stuck. That does sound crazy.
Now you see what I'm
That
saying?
does
We
sound crazy.
thinking
No, not flaw.
No,
like,
literally,
flossing is
it's giving-
crazy.
It's giving you got like your coochie getting stuck and like your coochie moving
That
with
is-
his mouth.
like I've
People
had
don't think I
a
have
ring stuck.
A what?
A ring stuck where?
A
Not
ring?
stuck, but I remember like she had 2 rings around the hood, and like it just pulled on my. But I have big teeth.
Ooh,
That sounds painful.
that does sound painful.
I only ate one pussy that was pierced, and it was a little cute, little glow in the dark.
I went so
That's
slow
cute.
too. It was
You did
like
what?
it's so terrifying. It's so hot to feel it in your mouth, but it's so terrifying.
Oh yeah,
'Cause why do you have a hoop? Just do a bar.
that's what I'm
The
saying.
hoop.
My coochie had a bar with the little glow in the dark balls.
That's very cute.
It was cute.
That's very
Well,
precious.
let's get into the horrible decision because this is where you gonna teach the audience some
Oh my
things,
goodness.
but also I guess you so grown now that let's go back deeper into the 20s. So one of your favorite videos
Mhm.
that I saw you do, you explained something called the formula to whoredom.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about being whores, Real quick, although Weezy is not.
It's really holiday party plus Mandii. That's the formula.
Don't do that. I really was trying to be nice that night.
Okay.
And then
in your defense, you didn't know it was gonna be bad.
I didn't think you were being not nice.
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. My homegirl called me out. She said, Mandii, you just didn't like the guy. Because if you really liked him, you wouldn't have invited all those people. And I was like, you might have a point. When you're on a date and you really like someone, it's just you and that person. Yes. You don't feel like you need a lot going on
and
around
I want
you.
attention.
And
that's a good point.
I was like, bitch, read me.
That was like me on acid. What? I told you when we were doing Patreon, I recently did acid for the first time with my nigga and some friends. And I was like, when we got home, I was like, oh, I must really like you because I wanted everyone to leave. I literally was like, I can't take this energy. It was one friend that I wanted around. I was like, everybody got to go.
When you really like somebody, they got to go.
I know my sex tip.
Oh, go.
It's a position.
Come on, let's
my favorite position. Okay. This is if you're riding a dick. No, it's actually not. No, you can do this with anything. It's when you're, you're on top. They're on the bottom. But you like crab, when you crab walk?
Yeah.
You ever been on top and your legs are, your feet are on the bed or whatever, but you put your hands behind you like a crab walk and you ride like
a fucking bridge in a workout?
Bitch.
Yeah, look.
Who does that?
No.
I believe her, but as someone that works out literally every day, I still don't know if I want to do that.
It's not entirely a bridge because sometimes their legs or knees come up. It supports you and they can hold your hands like if you're, they hold your like ankles while they're like on the bed, your feet are on the bed. I would have to show you. I promise you.
I would like to see it.
I would like to see it. Do it right now. Do it right here. If y'all watching on the YouTube, let me see this little bullshit ass. Hold on. I'm going to explain what's happening, y'all, since this is an audio experience.
It's a long couch. Crab walk.
Okay. Okay. Ooh. So she getting on there. Okay, there we go. And then you lean back. Okay. And then you go up and down. Let me see how you do this. Okay, do.
Wait, let me give you stroke game.
You need to lift your torso.
Lift your torso. Okay. Oh, like that.
Like this. Oh, bitch, that's a lot.
Yeah, no.
It's not a lot. I promise you.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. It'll be different when you get to your 30s, ma'am.
It's not a lot. I promise.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I see what she's saying.
I hit that one time.
The reason is
I see what you're doing.
No. The reason it's not that bad is because anytime you get to lean your body on something, that's why I like riding in a chair.
Yes.
Because you get to hold on.
I could do that.
That's why when I twerk on a nigga, I like to grab the wall. I need to hold something.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
It's like walk
and this is why I'm non-monogamous, because for the things I just don't want to do, someone else can do it for you.
Very
because what the fuck was that?
No, bitch.
Anyway,
bro, why do you think the first time I squirted on a dick was after I watched the bitch squirt? I was like, oh, really? This hoe just gonna keep squirting all night?
Oh, the first time my ex got me to squirt is after he saw someone else make me squirt.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, let's get into it, because y'all.
Okay, Formula Porter, you're right. My bad. You're right. You're right.
All right, damn. We done talked about trans and a whole bunch of shit that ain't on this motherfucking outline.
Wow.
Y'all know I'm pissed. Y'all know I'm pissed.
Whoa.
Anywho, let's get into it.
Okay.
Formula to Whoredom. You have 3 phases.
I do.
Of it. Can we get into it? For those listening, what is the first? What's the first thing in a formula? The first thing. Whatever.
First little
parentheses.
The first.
This is not PEMDAS, bro.
The first variable. Oh,
there we go. What up?
No.
What's the first?
Honestly, I'm
really trying to think of a word.
I kind of like just improv'd it when I said
let's
it. So
do it.
I have to go back to.
So the formula to Whoredom starts at 20 to 23, which you call what?
The Bambi legs.
Please explain this phase of Whoredom.
I feel like that's the stage where your legs need to be shaking like Bambi with the sex you're having. It needs to be good sex, fun sex, right? But you're also kind of like barely navigating adulthood. You don't. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in 2023. I thought I did at the time. You look back, no, you had no idea. So it's like you're literally kind of just new to figuring shit out. You don't really know yourself fully. You know, I think what you're interested in. You're horny. You're an adult for the first time. You're freedom. You're not.
You might have your own apartment.
Exactly. You might be going to school. You have a job. You're just meeting a whole bunch of people and you're out there. And I think that's a good time to like explore and go.
So 20 to 23, you have as one of the best times to explore them.
Yes. And I think it's like the acceptable time to make you're going to make mistakes, but it's different when you're 20, 21 making mistakes versus like when you're 29 or 28. And it's like,
do you agree with what she
So
said?
you can't make mistakes no more.
You can, but it's like,
grow up.
I'll get into it.
I agree with her, but I also think there's a few factors to the formula.
Okay.
So I have a few friends that were either in school too long or in long-term relationships, and now they're fucking up in their 30s, and it's kind of embarrassing. But I think it's what we're exposed to.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to be exposed to a little more. So for anyone listening, and Mandii and I actually got to meet a lot, what I thought was younger for our meet and greets during our shows. I do think you kind of got to hoe early. Mainly because your boyfriend that ends up being your husband or your girlfriend that ends up being your wife probably isn't the one you meet at 2021. I know it's the love of your life.
Okay.
You might kill yourself, but just saying, that's what I was going to do. Oh, I love a good I'm going to kill myself. I love it, kill myself. That's my favorite.
Okay, Jonathan.
So toxic. I was about to say.
So toxic.
That was my
Jesus.
That was my 20.
But you're
Do not
now.
recommend.
Oh, yeah. That's not me.
And that's
but that was who I lived in at 21, 22,
Okay.
23. But what I'm saying is like everything feels like the end of the world. And what's really the end of the world is not learning yourself early enough.
Okay.
Because if you're exploring your sexuality and trying to figure out your body with that partner that might be the be all end all, that's even worse. You want to show up to that motherfucking soulmate knowing how to suck a dick. You want to learn on a dick that the dick is supposed to be... No!
You're right.
You need to practice on all the bum niggas. Trust me, we've all had them.
A couple.
Practicing on all the bum niggas gives the
Maybe
bum
not
niggas.
every
Because they don't
bum nigga.
deserve it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ones that deserve the good head, they're not going to come till later in life. Men are just not good until they're 30.
I'm glad I was practicing on
Not
niggas.
even then.
At least paying them me out. Shit. I ain't it shit. Okay, next phase.
Do you remember the dick you practice on? Because I do. Do you?
Just head or just
I
in
probably
general?
like
No. Just I remember the person that I was like literally practicing with.
Yeah, me too.
Even in my own brain. Like, not even with, like, just literally thinking, like, is this good? Like,
Yeah, I made him put a pillow over his head. I remember the first time.
oh.
I didn't want him to see me. Okay, next phase, next part of the formula is 24 to 27, which you call
I forgot. What did I
rebirth.
call it? Okay, rebirth. Yeah. I feel like your prefrontal cortex hits you
Come on, Sign.
at that fucking stage. And that is the 20s.
I know better.
Not like you thought
think
you
you
knew
know.
yourself. You thought you were an adult. You're like 23, 24, 25 hits. And you're like, I don't know shit. That's why I act like that. That's that trauma. Oh my God. And then it's like an unpacking of all of that. So to me, it's kind of like a slow down the whoredom. That's what happened to me. I slowed down.
You
the whoredom.
slowed down between 24 and 27.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that was the stage of like, let me think of maybe some celibacy or abstinence. Let me take
a break.
Breaks, like actual breaks. I'm not feeling really fulfilled. Let me learn myself. I'm understanding why I do the things that I do, why I made that mistake, why I'm out here telling people I'll kill myself if you leave me. Like things like and shit like that. You're
That's
like,
a great example of 24 to 27.
That makes sense.
yeah.
And then 28 plus you put is intention.
Yes. Because it's whoring with intention.
Whoring with
28
intention.
plus. She added that right when she turned.
Now, what's whoring with
I
intention?
did add it. Yeah, I said, yeah, I'm ready.
That's
Whoring
like,
with
I'm
intention.
non-monogamous because I like coochie and dick.
Yeah,
and
and
sex clubs
people and
because I like people to watch me. And I like to watch people.
yes. And love. My love feels more expansive. And it was for me, my journey of like feeling polyamorous. This podcast had it when you were talking about the 5 years. I felt like I was learning with y'all. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, we still learning.
Like,
you
like
mean while
when-
listening. Oh.
yeah, because I started listening years ago. Around my 23, 24 is when I started listening to you
If
guys.
any of y'all are listening to this and y'all are 23, baby,
That's what we're talking about. That we just said that. Like, you should be exploring. Can I ask you, just because I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
So, lifestyle, is it sex clubs for you? Is it just maybe multi-partnered relationships? And give us a wild story, bitch. That's what I want.
It is.
We know you know what a prefrontal cortex is, bitch. What's the T?
It's multi-partner relationships for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy sex club. I love sex. I like sex parties. They're fun.
What role do you play in a sex party? Are you the girl that starts? Are you the one that's the unicorn? Are you the one that's bringing the people? Like, who are you at the sex party? Because we know Mandii is.
It could be
I'm
all
what?
of- It could be.
Wait, who am I?
The promoter.
No, I'm not. I am not the promoter.
Your favorite thing to say is, I bring everyone to the sex club for the
Because
first
they
time.
want to experience it. I'm the tour guide.
Okay, better.
But baby, once we get in there, explore. I'm off to doing my own shit. I just bring you there. That's it. Because a lot of people don't know how to find them.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Which I need to connect because I need.
Oh, we gonna go.
Anyways, but yes, I could be all. I love bringing people. Ask any of my friends. I'm always like, so we should. I want to host. To be honest, I can't wait to the point where I host one. Where I'm like, I want to bring people, everyone that I know. We all trust each other. We could just like, why can't we all just be naked? It's fine. We're friends. I'm an exhibitionist and a voyeurist.
Okay.
So the first, I'm both. But I am. And I learned that I was a voyeurist the first time, not the first time I had a threesome, but the first time I had a threesome with a guy and a man and a woman. So I had threesomes with like just women, but then I had a threesome with like man and woman, and I like started spotting in between, like in the middle, and I was like, oh, fuck. I just gotta watch. The worst.
But
then I was watching, and I was like, actually, I could take a break. I can diddle-dally myself. This is kind of nice. It was like a live show.
What, did that threesome with a man and woman end positively?
Oh, it did. Everyone had agreed. Yeah, everyone was fine. They were
How
like,
did everyone know each other?
I knew him. I had been fucking around with him casually, and I was hanging with my homegirl. One night, we were having a wine night.
You were hanging with your homegirl.
Why do you do that? I told you, your friends is the ones to bring
joking,
you to the
Mandii. She was like, I was having a wine night.
You invited that nigga over.
Well, yeah, basically. He was texting me. He texted me. Oh, God. He was feeling me more than I was feeling him. I wonder if he's going to hear that. Anyways, he was feeling me more than I was feeling him. He texted me like, why is that pussy so good? I was like, here we go. So my friend takes the phone and she responds as me, starts texting with him. And then he FaceTimes and he sees both of us. And I was like, yeah, she was texting the whole time. Then he's like, oh, what are y'all doing? We're like having a wine night. He's like, let me come over. We're like, you can come over if you bring food. When he hangs up.
What food he brought?
He didn't even bring the fucking food.
And you still gave him the coochie?
You know why? Listen, so
I don't want to hear anymore.
Well, the dick must have been good.
Hate it.
Well, really?
She said when you're feeling them.
In the midst, when he hung up, he's supposed to bring tacos. I'll never
he
forget.
Said, y'all got the tacos.
I'll never forget that shit. I was really like, nigga, come on, bro. Like, we could have some food after. Because we felt the vibes. So it was like, we could eat after. Anyways, I'm still a little salty that he didn't bring no tacos. But before he came, me and her were like, are you feeling this vibe? I was like, I'm kind of feeling this vibe. Let's see how it feels. I didn't feel no type of, this was years ago. I didn't feel no type of like jealousy about this at all. And I kind of wanted to slut him out with my friend.
Had you ever fucked your friend?
No, that was the first time me and her had fucked, and yeah, even we might have made out once, but like that's not the same thing. And I wanted to like suck a dick with someone. I wanted that experience.
I love it.
He really was just there for us, to be quite honest. That's what felt the best. Me and her were like,
that's fun.
We really want to do this.
I love that this happened a few years ago because again, I would have been like, and this is why these niggas don't think they got to do anything.
This was a few years ago.
He got a whole threesome, got his dick sucked by 2 women, and didn't even bring no food.
Did y'all ever get another nigga together?
Why are you framing it like that?
That's a great Trump.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Because this was years ago. This was during Bambi Legs.
This was Bambi Legs.
Bambi
Can I be
Legs
honest? Y'all know I love a broke dick from time to time. That shit, what? Sometimes you just want to, it's too much work. You should only be requiring shit from niggas that have it. That's the truth. If you know a nigga poor as shit, why am I about to fucking be really upset that you can't take me out to eat? For what?
I think.
Oh wait, no, don't talk. Keep talking. Get her ISO. Keep going with this. This is a clip, babe. We're gonna put some violin music behind it.
I'm serious. Which one? This one? Fine. If you know a nigga has money and he's not spending it on you, that's awful. How could you have money, be posting these cars and doing all this shit? I don't want to see one more bottle on fire in your goddamn Instagram story. You better be taking me to eat. Now, if a nigga's broke as hell, they always telling you about how shit is rough. What the fuck do I need from you but your dick? That's it. I'm lying here?
A little bit.
He needs to go get a job.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And if you get a job, you probably got a terrible one. If your dick is
not a terrible job, there is no terrible job out there.
I don't believe broke niggas don't deserve pussy.
Work hard.
Because you know what? Somebody else was broke. I want to be his Coretta.
But you, okay. And on that note,
you know what? I wanted to play this clip before we got out of here. We won't get to home mail, but I think that this is going to lead to a very thoughtful conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have a clip here. I'm going to play it. We'll play it over later, but here we go.
Emotionally damaged people are always sexually promiscuous.
All right, doctor.
Let me say this again.
There you go.
If you are traumatized, if you are emotionally damaged, you are promiscuous. And do you want to know why?
Why is that?
Emotionally traumatized people require constant validation from others.
Mm.
You married to a woman who's been traumatized, abuse, abandonment, whatever. When you're not around her for too many days, she has to entertain another man because her trauma dictates constant validation. And constant validation means I must have a man in my personal space. You ever date a woman who was crazy about you? She absolutely loved you, so you thought. It was really addiction.
Yeah.
When you finally let her go, when you finally got her to stop stalking you, she ended up with another man like that.
Mm.
And your ego took a hit. You said, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I know that woman was crazy about me. Climbed in my window, came to my... You understand? She was she was crazy about your presence in her life. And the minute you distanced yourself from her life, she found a replacement without a problem. Emotionally damaged people are promiscuous because they cannot go without constant validation.
They need that validation.
They need it.
What is he talking about?
I would love to know your thoughts because I know you be
You
talking
said,
about
what is
this
he
look.
talking about?
First and foremost, I think one of my hot takes is I think hypersexuality and purity are two sides of the same coin. I think when people talk about hypersexual people, because being promiscuous is not hypersexual. You can't control it. Being promiscuous, I'm not listening to them.
Same.
Hypersexual, well, you can't control it, cool. But a lot of people don't talk about that purity also, I think, comes from the same type of like trauma and the same type of like, emphasis on what you do with your body and what your body looks like and how you get validation from people. People who are obsessed with being pure, it's the same shit. You're obsessed with your pussy. You're obsessed with your dick. You're obsessed with how people view your sexuality, and you're obsessed with saving it for someone special and what that means and what that proves. It's very similar to people who like because I had a point where I was hypersexual and it was due to trauma, but I don't.
But you don't agree with him here.
No, I think how someone like sexually, I would consider myself promiscuous. That's because I want to be. I like pleasure. I think it's fun. I think sex is beautiful. I think it doesn't have to stem from.
How do you draw the difference between hypersexuality and promiscuity? Because we had a whole episode 6, about the word promiscuous in totality when we first started the pod.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to know how you differentiate between the two.
For me, it's if I feel like I can't like control it, like it's like an incessant thought or incessant desire, incessant need.
Which word?
Hypersexual.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's something that is like kind of like a problem. You know what I'm saying? Promiscuous is just like I could go months without having sex. I could be having sex 3 times a week. Promiscuous is my desire and openness and being sensual. I love of being naked. It's cold out and I'm always gonna have my titties or some cleavage out. Like that's who I am. So I feel like
I do think hypersexuality and trauma can go hand in hand, though.
Yeah,
but I don't necessarily think it. For example, like a lot of my friends that have experienced trauma, sexual trauma, are kind of wildly into BDSM. But I realize it's because there's so much consent and control that's brought back. So it's this safe way to experience dismantling your traumas. And I really think when people say it in a bad way, I mean, and let's be honest, like before we all understood what the shit was, right? You're like, whoa, these people are crazy. But it makes sense. Like being bound, being tied, the yes, no, being able to have a safe word. There is so much control in that. I actually did some, I don't want to say the R word, but that kind of play. And like, and we had a lot of fun, but like we made sure that no wasn't the safe word because that might be in the play. You know what I'm saying? And like literally, I remember there was one point where like he was grabbing my wrist super hard and I was like, I got really scared, but I was excited that I was scared. And it was just like, damn, like having that safe word is so important because like, yes, the no was part of the whole thing. So I think knowing that I could say my one word, I don't want to say what my safe word is, but just say this one word and it's over. That's a lot of power.
I think sex is healing, which is why I think it can come from trauma. But if hypersexuality can come from trauma, why can't sexuality also heal it?
What if we take out the sex? what if we take out the fact that he's like, as soon as you hop out of, what about a serial dater? Like, if he's saying that you need the validation and the attention from someone else, what if even we take the whole vagina, dick and vagina, or vagina, whatever. What if we take penetration and sex out of it? He's also saying, which promiscuous could lead to just relationships with multiple people, with a lot of people. Sexual relationships, of course. But when you're dating a lot of people or you jump from one relationship to the next, could that not be seen as someone who is maybe doing that from a trauma response as well because they need the validation of other people? Like, when I heard him say that, a part of me actually was like, of course, at first I don't want to really agree with much of what Dr. Umar has to say, right? Because according to him, I shouldn't exist because I'm biracial, right?
I love Dr. Umar.
I would love for him to sit here with it, but I go in with the bias to not really want to listen. But I listened to this a few times and I was like, I found that even in my relationship, a part of feeling abandoned immediately by my ex when we would constantly break up was me going back to what was safe, whether it be 24/7, whether it be other partners that I just had in the tuck in my Rolodex. You know what I mean? But I was like, damn, is this a part of, and I couldn't sense trauma,
I don't know.
but was there trauma with my dad leaving? I mean, to be honest, I listened to this and it got me to think, it was the need in that relationship where I kept being, feeling like I was being abandoned and going under someone else. Did that relate at all to maybe my dad not being around for certain times or things like that? Like, I do think that we want to not believe that our trauma exists in the way we now date or find partnerships or even have sex. But the more that I'm talking to people and the more I am looking into it, I'm questioning deeper things about myself too. And so I listen to this and where y'all are like, yeah, no, I think it leans into this. I found this to be I did actually agree with majority of what he had.
She's right about the purity though, because
that's my
anyone that is like keeping their sexuality for something has been traumatized by something else. It's their family saying, oh my God, no, you're too fast. It's religion. I mean, don't get me wrong. Brianda is probably one of my best friends, but we've never deeply talked about trauma together. But the fact that she was atheist and is literally given God her, sexuality and is celibate now, there's no way you go from fucking and having fun and being a bartender to nothing. Something here in the middle, to me, had to be traumatic to make you feel that God is the answer. And it's not that I'm not saying I don't believe in God or anything, but I think when it's a complete 180, there has to be something in the middle of that. And I'm curious to know, and I could be wrong, right? Because her relationship to God is special and it doesn't necessarily mean that someone fucked her up. But I do wonder, though, the guilt and the shame that people feel around sex and that needing to be pure, what happened along the way?
I had a true love wait ceremony in high school.
A what? True love wait?
True love wait ceremony. Like,
it's like an abstinence ceremony?
What is a true love wait ceremony?
It was literally a church, like youth group, high school, and we all had a little ceremony and we got rings to talk about we'll wait till marriage. And now I'm polyamorous. Yeah.
What happened? So I never heard of that. What happened in the ceremony?
Oh my God. It's like
this is new. Someone listening.
I know. I'm trying to remember.
How old were you?
I was like 16.
Okay.
15, 16. I was with my friends. We dressed up and we were at the church.
What was the attire? What is dressing up?
Like dresses, you know?
Were they white?
No, they weren't. You could choose what we were wearing. Yeah, I know. And we were pledging our faith. Pledging our commitment to wait till marriage in front of God and in front of our family and our parents. And and then your
parents were there?
Our parents gave us rings for it.
So was you promising your parents not to be a whore?
Basically, look at me now.
How does this serve?
Oh my god!
And that's why I say it comes from purity. And so, like, I agree if you take the sex out of it, right? And I know a lot of the way that I move with sex comes from trauma. I still am working through that, but it's the emphasis
on the sex part and not the fact that purity is the same, has the same content.
Like, if we're going to talk about that, let's have the conversation about purity. What purity? What do you think that tells me at 16? Now I suck dick the next year, right? Or I have sex because I want to the following year. Now I feel like I've disappointed my dad, my mom, God.
Now see, there can't be a formula.
Crazy.
You know what? My mom was the one who was handing me condoms and putting me on birth control and telling me to be open and like tell her what I need, tell her if something goes wrong. She never wanted me to end up in a scary situation. She wanted me to be open, right? You did a true love waste ceremony and we sitting next to each other, bitch. So ain't no,
hello,
Dr. Umar's wrong.
That's what I'm
There is no formula. You're born being a hoe.
Well, there is a formula to whoredom. We just learned it.
And that's where I feel like the intention aspect, or what I feel like 28 plus.
I think that should then be taught from the beginning.
What?
Like intent. If you're gonna have sex, what is the intent? Are you dating? Like the idea of dating even with intent. Like I don't think that that's really put on because let's be very clear. Not everyone could just become our husbands out the
Hell no. Some of you are just meant
we have to
fuck.
learn ourselves. There has to be intent as to why am I dating this person? It shouldn't be just to become a wife or just to be married.
Mm-hmm.
What is the intent? What do I want out of myself? Just all the things.
And this relationship. I don't, when people are like, oh, you just want this person. I'm saying, yes. Sometimes I have a friend who we like to go to the coffee shop, and sometimes I have a friend that we have great sex together. And that's fine. Why does that matter? Sometimes I have people that I'm more romantic with. That's where I got to the polyamory thing. And it's like, I have these different types of relationships. And when I allow myself to have them, I feel really fulfilled. I don't understand the problem.
Bitch, you love saying some shit.
You love to be like, you want to be so bad. Oh my God.
No, now tell people where to find you.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, me, yeah.
The person behind you, girl.
It's like, I'm on Instagram at MISSXTINAB, Miss Xtina Brown.
You would put Xtina now that I learned about your church
shit.
history.
Is Xtina?
Yes, girl. That's why Christina Aguilera took the Christ out.
You ain't need a shorten username that bad.
Miss Xtina B, I thought it was sounding cute. Find me on Instagram, and I have a link tree where you can find me everywhere else. So.
I love that, y'all. She's on TikTok. She's everywhere. As we said, make sure y'all go and get your tickets for our show in London. That's on May the 5th. But also, if you want more content, more episodes, we are revamping and fully giving y'all some dope ass shit over on Patreon. So head on over to patreon.com/Whoreible Decisions for more formulas to whoredom. Because we some whores, but not really because I ain't having sex. Because niggas can't stay hard and condoms.
Have a great night day, everybody. Let's get out of here.
Bye, guys.